Meta, this is Ryan Sheffer, your golf instructor and lead instructor at the ranch at Laguna Beach, here with the video analysis from today's golf lesson. Now what we're going to look at here first is the swing on the left, and we're going to notice how there's some lateral motion that's kind of taking place in the swing. So I've drawn a couple lines here kind of up the side of your body, and what you're going to see here is as we swing, there's going to be some lateral motion kind of towards your right leg. So here we go, going back. You can see that your body's kind of getting closer to that right side. There's a little bit of a space kind of between that line and your hip. So now we're going to have to try to get back towards the original position. So you're going to see your body kind of shift back there. You can see your head and your body got back to where it kind of originally was. And now we come in and we end up hitting the ball. So there's a lot of kind of rising and lowering. If you look at from the very beginning here, if I draw something else here, we're going to put a box kind of around your head. Watch how you're going to be rising up out of that and then going back down low and then coming back up. So there's kind of an up, a down, and an up as we're coming through. So that's going to be kind of difficult to time. Right? What we want to try to do is keep our same height kind of on the way back and down into the ball, and then we can rise up a little bit as we come through as that left leg will straighten. So something to kind of take note of. The last thing I want to point out here on this side is kind of what's going on with your right foot. You're going to see as you come down, notice how it's spinning backwards, right? So a great drill for you to practice is to take a golf ball or even like a water bottle, something like that, and place it kind of behind the edge of the right foot and try not to knock that over with the heel as you swing. What we want to have happen is for your foot to be moving more on an inward motion, kind of moving more that direction. Okay, so I'm going to show that to you in a later video here where I'll show you someone else as an example who's doing that. Alright, now what we're going to do is take a look at your swing on the right, and what we're going to see is a little bit of what's going on in the path of the actual golf club. First thing here though is we're standing kind of far from the ball. I'd like you to stand just a little bit closer to it. How I know that you're too far from it is by drawing a line here. You can see that your shoulders and armpits aren't really in line with the knees and the balls of the feet. They're kind of out by the toes. So we're kind of too much on the forward side towards the ball and standing too far away from it. So you can see the weight kind of near the toes. Alright, now as we swing back, we're going to see that that club kind of goes up this line. I'll slow that down. You can see it goes up the line here, which is excellent. Right there. Now it starts to just kind of lift up. And then because we've stood up, we're going to have to kind of squat back down. And the club's coming a little bit from the outside. You can see that it's outside, meaning vertical, because of this line. That's kind of where the club is pointing. You can tell it's not parallel to the green line, so it's coming down kind of steep, and it's going to cause the ball to usually either go off to the left or to have a curvature that would look something kind of like that, which you can see was kind of a little closer to what we saw. So that's what we're trying to correct. Again, summarizing, the key here would be trying to stay a little bit more at the same height throughout the swing and trying to work a little bit more on how the lower body would be working, trying to correct that footwork. Now in this next clip, we're looking at a lady whose name is Sue Kim. She's an aspiring LPGA Tour player. We're going to take a look at some of what's kind of going on throughout the swing. So we'll draw the exact same lines we did earlier. And what you're going to notice is that her head's going to stay for the most part pretty much right where it started. So as we swing back, you can see that she's kind of stayed within the two lines. That tells me that she's mainly just rotating her hips. Her head stayed for the most part pretty stationary. And now she's going to just simply rotate or open up the hips. She's going to unwind the swing, and then the body just basically rotates through, makes a clean strike, and then she finishes up in a nice balanced position on her left side. Now what I want to look at here is what's going on with her footwork. Okay, so let's pay attention kind of down right in this area. So as she starts down, we're going to see that that foot stays pretty stable, and now it's going to work inward. So you can see it has not moved back that direction as your foot had. It's actually moving more in this direction, which is what we want to feel. So try to work on that. A good drill there is just kind of place something like an object. Could be a water bottle, it could be a golf ball, something kind of like right here, and just try not to knock that over. Try to make sure that you leave the space between there. Now the last clip we're going to look at is of another LPGA Tour player. Her name is Lydia Ko, and what we're going to be looking at is what happens to her golf club and with her body as she's swinging. Does she rise up out of her posture, or does she stay in there? You can see the club working up that line. She gets up towards the top, and you can see her head for the most part is staying within that box. She swings back, makes contact, and she kind of stays in the box. Now you can tell it's not perfect. It's going to move a little bit, but the better we can get at keeping it closer towards staying somewhat stationary, you're going to get a little bit better at that. So I don't want you to necessarily focus on keeping your head dead still. I think it's really more of a focus on trying to improve a little bit more of the balance. So we'll do some drills in your upcoming lesson, trying to feel that we're staying kind of more athletic. A good way to kind of practice this is almost feel like you're going to guard somebody. If you were playing basketball, something like that. This is something you're going to do even without a golf club. Put your hands up and just try to feel like you're just turning in a circle kind of back and through, and try to see what would happen. A good thing to do is do this in front of a mirror. See what would happen with your height. See if you're going up or down. That's going to hopefully help train you to feel what should be going on during the swing. You're going to feel a little bit more athletic as you're turning, and that'll help you to kind of maintain this posture without popping up and down. So good drill for you to practice. So to conclude the video, the things that we're trying to do, really, there's two main keys to take away. Setup would be a little bit closer to the ball. And our other key here is trying to get your feet kind of more flared out so that we can rotate a little bit better, because remember, rotation is a key. We saw that we were kind of moving laterally. Flaring those feet out will help you to rotate. So that's my setup adjustment. That's something that's very easy. Just stand a little closer and turn the toes open. All right? And as you started to do that towards the end of the lesson, I saw a lot better strikes. It's also going to help you maintain your posture better. So that's a setup adjustment. From there, all we're trying to do then is just see that as we swing back, hopefully we'll be able to stay a little bit taller. So that's what I want you to try to implement in your practice, and that should help to get all the things that we kind of mentioned here in the video to hopefully start falling a little bit more into place. So practice that for me, and I look forward to seeing you at your next lesson on Wednesday at 8 o'clock.